Welcome back to the channel. How you doing? How you doing? So today we're going to be talking about Pikes Peak.
Deep within the Rocky Mountains stands Pikes Peak, America's mountain, and one that has epitomized this primal longing for centuries. It started with just reaching the summit through any means necessary, but for 101 years now, the mountain has been home to the most dangerous race in America, the Pikes Peak International Hill Climb. Each year, drivers challenge the mountain, climbing for 12.4 miles and navigating 156 turns through turbulent weather, wildlife, and an ever-decreasing supply of oxygen. While cars and drivers have evolved and gotten faster, the mountain has also morphed, becoming more challenging and dangerous over the years.
So picture this. I'm taking my fiance Olivia to the Colorado Springs for her first ever visit. So I'm surprising her with a heart-pounding drive up Pikes Peak, America's mountain, and a jaw-dropping visit to Garden of the Gods. But trust me, this 9-mile climb is no joke, and a wild twist forces us to race against time. Stick around for an adventure full of thrills, chills, and unreal views.
Alright guys, we're about to take our asses up Pikes Peak. It's gonna be a sweet little drive. I'm super fucking stoked about it. What do you think?
Can't wait.
You heard it first. She can't wait. So here we are, starting our trip up to Pikes Peak. A 19-mile drive up the mountain, a grueling 7,000 foot to 14,000 foot climb above sea level. That's higher than most mountains in the U.S.
No drones.
Oh, no drones! Lame.
Don't even try it either.
I'd rather ask for forgiveness than permission. That's my life creed. So we'll test it out. We'll see what happens.
The road is twisty, about 156 turns as you're on your way up there. It feels like it takes forever.
That's the tree line.
To the road. Please pay attention to the road.
You got it, baby.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, this is definitely some Lord of the Rings shit here.
You know, honestly, the trip up there wasn't too bad. It took a little bit longer than I anticipated, but, you know, it was, there were a couple of parts that were a little sketchy. You know, on your way up there, I heard, you know, there's parts of the road that, you can't even see the ground.
Yep, here's the part where you see nothing but sky.
Literally all you can see is the sky and a rocky crag of a drop-off. So that's a little freaky. After about an hour of white-knuckle driving, we finally hit the summit.
Pretty scary ride up here?
Pretty fucking scary. My booty hole was clenched the entire time.
Okay, you didn't have to tell us all
My
that.
cheeks were clenched the entire time.
Chewy, what'd you say? Good to hear it. We made it to the motherfucking top. It took us about 40 minutes to get up here. Kind of scary. I was scared a little bit too. I'm not gonna lie.
You didn't show it.
Not scared, just more like, ooh, like thrilling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, there, like people say, there's spots on this road where all you can fucking see is the sky, and they were not kidding. It's like you could literally just fly off of this road. So, you know, maybe pay attention if you come up here. Don't bring a camera like I did.
14,115 feet, and the view was unreal. You can see 4 states on a clear day. We went inside to check out the gift shop. It was actually pretty cool. I mean, the place was very well put together. The bathrooms, nice and clean. They had a little cafeteria and a gift shop.
Cafe.
I mean,
And a gift
it was pretty nice. Very fancy. Mwah. Just spectacular.
Pikes Peak's rugged landscape has been forged over millions of years. Tectonic plates scraping against one another deep beneath the Earth's crust compress the land upwards.
Went outside. There's actually a cog rail system that goes from Manitou Springs all the way up to the top of Pikes Peak. And it's really cool. It's not like a normal train. It's got like a giant gear in the middle of the train and a third track in the middle where it's basically that gear just cogging you up the mountain. And, you know, this sucker's at like 30 degrees. I don't know, 30 or 40 degrees. And they actually compensate with the seats since it never actually becomes a flat train and it's always at 30 degrees. They actually take the seats and angle them up like this to compensate for that 30 degree angle. So it's a little bit more comfortable for people. We didn't end up taking the train, but I just thought that was a really cool thing up there. The view's amazing. And, you know, as we're walking around, I kind of start seeing this thunderstorm developing on the mountain. It's about 5 p.m. and the ranger, as we're walking around outside checking stuff out, comes up to us and says, hey, there's a storm brewing, and this is not the road you want to be on when that sucker hits. So we gather up our things, get the dog in the car, because we still have to go check out Garden of the Gods, and that place might be closing soon. So we were trying to race down the hill, but also take our time because, you know, it started raining on the way.
All right, so Pikes Peak, pretty fucking cool. I'm not gonna lie. It's almost fell. It's fucking freezing up here. It's like 60 degrees down below, and it's like 40 degrees up here. So be aware of that. Don't wear your hoochie daddy shorts. What you think, baby?
If I would have saw you get up on that, I would have had a heart attack.
I know, that's why I didn't let you go outside. What do you think of that? Okay.
What am I gonna do with you?
The descent was even scarier. Gravel's flying, brakes are screaming, and Olivia's holding on for dear life. It's a 19-mile roller coaster ride with no room for error, and my heart was pounding as we dodged storm clouds and pray that we make it on time. It ended up raining about halfway down.
All right, so we hit some rain on the way down, and it's actually pretty fucking treacherous. So be aware of that. You know, you get your afternoon showers down here.
Just in the nick of time, about an hour before the park closes, we made it to Garden of the Gods. It's like nothing else. 300-million-year-old red sandstone towers sculpted by wind and time. Olivia's obsessed with geology. That's my gal. These formations, like balanced rock, are straight out of a sci-fi movie. After the Pikes Peak chaos, this place feels like a serene reward. We wander the trails, soaking in the colors and shapes that make this geological wonder. And it was a perfect way to end our day. Even though the park was pretty packed, the walk was very tranquil. And in fact, you'd think you would hear all these voices echoing off the walls, but it actually acted like a natural insulation. And as we walked up to the center of the park, the refreshing shade guided us to the beating heart of all of this. And it was so cool, you know. If I was a kid, I would be climbing all over these rocks. I think it's a really neat spot to bring the family, let the kids run around. You can bring the dog. Everybody's super friendly up there. and just enjoy the sights, the sounds, the serenity of a beautiful park. I totally get why they call this Garden of the Gods. I deployed the drone and got a couple of drone shots of the rocks, and this is what I got. The park rangers were actually pretty cool. They walked up to me about halfway through the flight and asked if I could go ahead and land it. I usually don't put up a big fuss, so I went ahead and just did what they asked me and landed it. Olivia thought it was super awesome, and on the way out, I remembered there was this spot called Balanced Rock or something like that. If you know the name of this thing, leave it in the comments, because I could have swore it was called Balanced Rock, but I'm not very sure about that. From the terrifying heights of Pikes Peak to the otherworldly beauty of Garden of the Gods, this Colorado Springs adventure was one for the books. I wanted to make this trip special for Olivia. I think I nailed it. If you're craving a little adventure, hit up Colorado Springs. Just maybe check the weather first. Like, subscribe, tell us, would you brave Pikes Peak? See you on the next trail. And since you've stuck around this long like the good little piggy you are, I'm gonna give you a little treat in the form of a crash compilation brought to you by Mr. M. Whoever you are, Mr. M, we salute you.